Good day. My name is Ilukwe Emmanuel. I am a materials management consultant, currently freelance. What I do is I deliver training materials to potential users, and very vast in materials management, covering inventory, warehouse management, store management, as you call it, procurement, deliveries, distribution, sales, and all activities surrounding them. Very vast in that. So I design softwares for the ease and automation of business processes in those areas. Currently, I decided to do some a little bit tweaking of Microsoft Excel, which is a common tool that we use in virtually all organizations. And a great percentage of companies in Nigeria use Microsoft Excel, and a great percentage as well of inventory, procurement, process owners, and staff tend to use Excel as well, either alongside the softwares they use or solely Microsoft Excel. So today I will show you advanced Excel, which is a common tool that we use to quicken the processing of data in our analysis sheet that we keep as process owners. We have inventory records, and most of the time they are at basic level, and we have difficulty processing, looking up several data. So what I'll do today, which we had earlier in our live session this evening, 23rd December 2018, I will have a recap being recorded and shared. Then we can grab ours for free. The WhatsApp group I have is for free. Okay, so let me start with what we did today. It will be very, very fast. So I have Microsoft Excel 2016. And from here, I will open what we did today. Session one, our very first session in the WhatsApp group. What we did today. Okay, this is the data. We can liken this data to what we do in our offices. If we are inventory process owners, we can say this is serial number, material code, description, unit of measure. You can liken it, and as well the picture of the material. So we have data. It's not much because our time was limited in the session we had, so we just have 5 data. So what we did is to call up our data from this other rule, just close to the main data. I'll call this the main data or the master data. So we can call up everything. If we use number 1, it changes. So this is what we have in number 1. And if we do number 2, so we're calling up data. We can as well call up this data from this sheet. So we'll record that later. So how did we achieve this is what we are going to learn today. So let's get started. I'm going to start in the new sheet. How did we develop all this? I will do that for you here. So let's be fast. Okay, we can start by saying this is serial number, surname, first name, not surname, middle name, first name, sex, age, date of birth, and picture. So I'll be fast now. I'm gonna enter the serial number up to 5. So after I populate this, I say this is Daniel, Solomon, Emeka, Emmanuel, James, Obina, Temi, Adiola, Jude, Clara, Bimbo, Jide, Festus, Dominion, and Ahmed. So quickly do this: male, female, male, female, male, and do this. We can say 30, 32, 33, 43, whatever. And with a little bit, we can say 22, 15, 19, 80, and 2, 3, 19, 80, 22, 12, 2000, 4, 5, 1987, and then 26, 8, 1999. So now we are close to concluding our data preparation. So now we have to insert picture. So let's create a little room for the picture. We are going to make this provision exact as time go by. So let's insert picture. Picture is here. So we look from the database. Let's just pick any and assume these are the people we are creating record for. So insert, let's make it wider so that the picture can be proper. 10. Okay, so we look at this and check the row height, and this is 82.5. So we'll do that for the rest of them so that it can, let's say 82.5. Then we have that in 5 places, exact match of cell. Then we can add more picture. So let's assume this is another person. We just have to size them. Later we'll train you on how to perform these functions once we are having the class. Perform these functions in easier manner or with easier methods. Let's quickly get done with this. This is so easy. Wish we were in a class earlier to have this lecture practical. It was very, very interacting. Okay, we're almost done with building our data. So you have to do same and you have to practice regularly. So the final data, final picture rather. Let's have this one. Okay, I didn't mention certain things to us. Okay, we are going to look at developing these as I showed you using 5 Microsoft Advanced Tools or formulas. Now, what I've done here, I'm going to undo, is I want to look from this very sheet. I want to use this very sheet as example. So in next video, we are going to operate from a new sheet. Getting details, I will show you at the end of the class. Okay, so we have 5 tools to use today or more. So I will show you Notepad. So today's class being 23/12/2018, or we are already in a new day. This is 12/22, so this is 24/2018. Topic will be if error. This is 1. 2, we have index and match. 3, we're going to have Vlookup. 4, we'll have name manager. And 5, we're going to have picture lookup. This is not really, it's just what I give it. Picture lookup, definitely accepted. Okay, so here we'll start with name manager. Name manager, what we want to do now, we want to have from here, we want to select using our serial number, we are going to have all the details for 1, for example, appear here. And if we select 2, we should have this Emmanuel James Obina appear here likewise. If we select 3, we should have Temi Adela Jude appear here. So how do we do that? First of all, we need to set the functionality here so that we can have a drop down in order for us not to manually enter the numbers, but to select from range. So what we do is to quickly go into name manager from formulas, name manager, and we give it a name, new, and we say this is serial number range. For example, this does not accept figure, that doesn't accept other special characters apart from word. So we take this off, and while the cursor is still in here, we take the range. You can see it's building gradually. 1, 2. So until we get to the final number, then this is it here. We say okay. Then this is our SN range, serial number range. Do not forget SN range. So we have to go to beta validation and ensure our cursor is here. Then beta validation, go to list and say this is equal to SN range. Then we should be fine. And now see, you can select from the range. So this is in manager dealt with already. Now we need to tell the system that each time we click this, we want to have this populated all from this master data. So we quickly go by saying Vlookup. Here we are using Vlookup. Vlookup what? Vlookup serial number, that's number 3. You can see here we have K. This is K2. You can see it here. So this is cell K2. So Vlookup here. Sorry about that. We've already done it, so no point to repeat. If I cancel it, Vlookup U. We have to lock it function on your keypad, function F4. It locks. Vlookup this, where from all here. This is where everything is. So this is it here. We now do function F4 as well. We lock it. We look up that in this whole area, comma again, where exactly is what we are looking for. We are looking for surname. We are typing into surname. Surname resides in the second column, 1, 2, under B, 2. So we say 2, comma. We want it to be an exact match. So we double click on false and it's there. Then we close the brackets and hit enter. So we have this is number 3. You can see beneath my hair. So each time I change this, it changes. You can see it's now Daniel. Then change to 5. It's now Festus. Everything is coming from here. So what we'll do now is that we need to ensure that it affects all these headers as well. So we go under each of them, and Festus is everywhere. Now, the reason why Festus is everywhere, remember when we were finding where surname was, we say surname is in the second column, that's 2. Surname. So if you check everywhere, it's 2. You can see 2, 2. That is why Festus is everywhere. So what we'll do now is we'll leave this one. This is correct. We'll come here, quietly change this to 3 because middle name is in the 3rd column. You can see it's there. First name is in the 4th column, so we change this to 4. So we'll do the same thing for every one of them. So this is 5. So this is 6. So this is 7. And this is 8. You can see that this is 0 because this has an external body. This is picture. Nothing is actually in it, in this cell underneath, but picture is above it. So the cell, there is nothing there. So it's showing you this. Now, when you change this, you see that everything now changes. Okay, this is not correct. So we're going to make it a date. It's a date. So we'll change it from here to short date. Then we are fine. So we keep changing. Everything is okay now, apart from this picture. So what do we do to picture? Here we have picture lookup. So we have to come here and with our keyboard, not our mouse, slide under this picture. If we want to use our mouse, we are touching the picture. We cannot get behind it. So we go underneath with our keyboard. Then we Ctrl+C, copy. When we Ctrl+C, copy, we come to home and paste. You see the arrow? I didn't just paste. I click the arrow and I go to linked picture. Then I click it. Now the picture is just separate it. Go on it, click on it, separate it, and place it where it's supposed to be. So now we have to fit it in properly. So you notice something, the picture now is locked to H2. This is H2, so it's the same. Whatever happens to H2 happens to it. So if we go to H2 now, we remove it. It's gone. We put it back halfway. You see, it's saying it gradually. We'll take out because of it in. So whatever happens to H2 happens to, if I click on this, nothing is in the formula bar. But when I click on this, it's locked to H2. But even as that, nothing still happens when we make the change. So what do? Now this is number 5, serial number 5. So we expect to see this picture here when we are done. So we leave it at 5. So let's quickly carry a formula to index and match formula to get this picture properly in line with the information that it's carrying. Then we say equals to index. Index what? Index, this is the whole area for index. The whole index area. We'll lock it, function F4 is locked. We'll say comma. Now we match. We match this. J2, lock it, comma. Where do we find J2 in this serial number? So now, let's see what we have here. In SN range, the name we gave it when we're having the name manager prepared for this. So we don't want this name. I don't like using it. So what do? Where can I find this number? I can find it in A2 all the way down to A6. A2 all the way down to A6. So I can manually type it there. A2 all the way down to A6. Then I need to lock it. So I will highlight it and I function F4. I lock it. Then I say equal to 0 and exact match. And I close the bracket and hit enter. Okay. Now we have just a little thing to add to this. We made a mistake. What we do now is the picture is the reason why we are doing this. So we go back and put comma. Where is the picture? It's on the 8th column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we enter 8 and close the bracket, enter. Then we should be fine. 0. Beautiful. If you have anything other than 0, we have to check this again. So we go here and copy all this and cut it. Control X. We cut it. When we cut it, we click out so that here can be functional. And then we go to formula, define name, and give it a name. It's picture. So say PICTU. I have some other names there. So let's just, okay, picture. Let's say change. Pardon this word, but I have some other names I have chosen so that it doesn't repeat itself. Then after giving it name, we'll make this delete and Control V what we have copied and close it. Good, we are 99% done. After doing this, click on this picture. Remember we call the picture changing. We'll come here and erase this and say pick. Try to spell it, it appears. So we double click. This is still here. We hold down the control button. Hold down, not tap. Hold down the control button. Come here and touch this. You can see the picture is fine. It's now aligned with what we have here. So whenever we make this change, everything is updated. Whenever we make this change, it's updated. So even if you have data of 500 or 1 million line entries, just from this place, we can call them up. Just from here, we can call them up. So by the time we go into training for conditional formatting, we can have this so beautiful with colors. We can say whenever we choose to, we say green. Whenever we can do a lot of conditional formatting on this. So if I want to make this look better, I can highlight all of it like this and do Control T, and I say my table has header. Then you see it in Excel table, and then we can put borders around it. Very good. So this here now we have treated Vlookup, name manager, picture lookup, and index and match, but we do not have if error. If error is another beautiful one. So now let's go more in depth into index and match and then treat if error from there. Quickly, we are rounding up right away. We'll go in depth into index and match, and from there we treat if error. So I copy this again so that I can just do something with it. I paste it here. Now, what I will do is quickly do this, just say equal to. I'll quickly do the name manager for you. So I can do a shortcut, go straight to data. Since it's already here, my cursor is already here, I can say data validation. I can just make here equal to, what did we call that again? We called it, what is it again? It appeared the other time. So let's look for it. Name manager, we called it SN range. So from here, we can just data validation, lists equal to SN range, and we are okay. So from here, we can call these numbers. Beautiful. So now let's go straight into index and match, more in depth into index and match. So now let's say equal to index what? The whole of this area is the index area. Index this, we lock it, function F4. We say okay. Now we match this number J5, lock it, function F4, look up, that number is in A2 like we saw earlier to A6, just because we want to lock it. A6, comma, it's 0 exact. Then we say go further again. We want to also match these headers with the other headers, the source data with this header. So we say comma, then we say match again, match surname, lock it. A lookup area for surname. Surname is in all this place. We lock it, comma, 0 exact, then we close it and enter. It's saying that we found a typo in your formula and trying to correct it, and this is okay. We're fine. Festus, number 5 is Festus. Can we get it? Good. Remember, when we started this, how did I arrive at surname? We match surname. Surname is K4. This is K4. So we are going to run this through everywhere here. You can see, like I just mentioned, here is K4. So when we click here, we are still seeing K4. We should see L4. So let's quietly change this to L. Enter. Dominion. Can you see Dominion here? So let's change this to M. This is M, N, O, P, Q. So we go to M, N, O, P, and Q. This is still 0, so it's beautiful. Remember, while we are working on this, we worked VLOOKUP from here to here. When we go to this picture, we use index and match to get this picture. So luckily, we are working on index and match, and right in this space where the picture is supposed to be is index and match, so no need for stress. And in that previous picture, we named it picture changing when we took it to name manager. So now we are taking this one to name manager cut. And okay, Control Z. Okay, cut. Anyway, so we go to name manager and click out so that this place can be active. So we go to name manager, define name, and call this pics changing. I have quite a number, PICS. I will not forget. Then I will drop it here. So now we have it ready for a picture. So let's go get a picture. This is number 5. So I want to show you. Let's go under number 4, number 3 to get a picture. So under, like I said, don't click on the picture to copy. You go underneath to copy. So we copy and we go to home to paste with linked picture. So when we have done that, this we have will be in 2 places. Then we'll copy it and drop it here. So like I said, if you click on this, it is linked to wherever it came from. This is H4. So it is linked to H4. So if you remove H4, it's out of it. If you put it back, it's there. Okay, so now we have PICS change. So when we click on this, we can now change this to PICS. Where are you? Here you are. So we'll double click on this. Like I said, we hold down Control button and click on this. It thinks so we have our exact match. So whenever we change, everything change. It is beautiful. Now we talked about if error. If error, let's assume, remember, we did a match here when we said match L4. This is L4 to this. So if there is any change, let's come here and say middle name, close the gap and enter. You find out that there's an error here. So if you go here and say middle name, close the gap, the error disappears. You see, Adiola is back. So if you go back there, make it more appropriate, open them, separate the middle from the name, the error. So in both headers, whether from the source data or from the current data you are working on, any change in the header, there will be an error. Okay, error exists. Now, if there is an error, how do we make it not alarming? It's not so good. So we're going to use if errors functionality to make that a little bit quiet. So we'll say if error, here is it. You tab over if error, and then you say comma, this space, this, and then close, enter. You find that nothing is there, though that there's an error, but nothing is there. It's better this way. It's assuming that there is no middle name for that person, but there is, because from the source data, there is a middle name, which is Adiola. So what do? We have to ensure this is okay by opening this. So today we have been able to do all this. If error, clear, index and match, beautiful. We did it light one earlier, we did a harder one. We did Vlookup, good. Name manager, nice. And then picture lookup, very easy. So what we'll do in our next session, there will be a video after it. In our next session, we are going to have this done from a separate sheet. I know you would love to see that. For those in human resource, For those in human resource, let me show you an Excel of what you can do with this. Though in every other unit, you have to ensure that this is likened to what you work, how you work with source data, big data, we call it big data, that has large transactions going in there. I will show you this Excel that I am working on, though for a client, HR. Okay, please come up quickly so that we can close for the day. Now we have this one. This is employee ID card, as you can see here. When we make a change here, ID name change, it changes. We make a change here, it changes. Same for this is an ID card, and it's pulling data from employee record. You can see all the pictures here. And this is the attendance, and this is the aggregate table, this is the salary sheet, this is the pay slip. So if you come to the employee ID and make a change, data is changed. So you have real-time pay slips. This design, it's not so good. I am not an artist, neither am I a designer. I just work with Excel. I can make this change to a more, when we are working on conditional formatting, we'll have this beautifully done with colors and everything. Okay, so that's what I want to show you. Okay, loan and all those one. This is a sheet I'm working on. But two interesting parts that related to this class is this payslip. Same thing, calling data from another. You can say this is coming from salary here. It's all coming from here. So that's this payslip coming from here and making some information as well from this salary advance. You can see them here, advanced salary IT. If you check here, you see advanced salary. This is Ilukwe Chinaza Abigail. Come to advanced salary for this. You see something related to it, 42,000, 2042. Let's go back here, payslip. Advanced salary, you can see IT 42, loan. So a whole lot of it. So I think we are good. And look where Chinaza here, 176, Abigail net payment. So it's it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So thank you very much for requesting for this video. I hope it suits your need. I hope it's okay. Once again, these are our details. My name is email. Not again. Phone number.